A duel of the fates is in order.
Oh my God.
Anyways.
That was cool.
Almost lost that one. Oh, both of them. Close one. Whew.
That's an entrance.
First of all, I would like to repeat we're on the traditional territory of the Clay Titane. Tonse, Hadi, hello. Miote, Wasami, Awiyak. That's welcome in my Indigenous language. I'm Nicholas Krawczyk from Duncan's First Nation, and it is a great honor of mine to be able to represent all of these amazing Indigenous graduates. It is my pleasure to say that the number of First Nation graduates are steadily increasing with 72 students this year.
Nice.
And if it wasn't for educators like Jeej, Mrs. Olson, Mrs. Mills, Mr. Thacker, Mr. Murray, Mrs. Schenkel, and the entire ABED believing in me and so many more, I wouldn't be here today. I know some of you are worried of what the future holds, but I'm here to tell you that you will be fine. We are survivors. We are created from strong ancestors. Ancestors that are now legends, and their resilience is in our blood. Someone close to me once said that we were once almost completely wiped out. But look at us now. Look at what we have created. We're the graduating class of 2022. There's a cultural rebirth happening right now. We're the First Nations leaders. We are the future directors, doctors, nurses, lawyers, tradespeople, social workers, and so much more.
Yes.
Additionally, we all have a duty to be storytellers. We have an opportunity to educate the future generations, to share our ancestors and family stories so their voices can be heard and live on forever. There can be an understanding, and a bridge can be made that was once a huge divide. Education is the answer. Each one of you should be bursting with pride to be here today. This is no easy feat. High school is hard. We all have different stories, but a common history. I'll end the speech with a great quote from the wise Jason Momoa. Be strong enough to stand alone. Be yourself enough to stand apart. But be wise enough to stand together when the time comes. Hey, Mushi Cho, thank you.
Sorry guys, I'm parched. Thank you, Nick. That was amazing. Before we start, I would like everyone to think of a place in the city that is dear to you. It may be a park, it may be PGSS, it may be your home, but wherever it may be, I want you to think of a reason to be grateful for that place. And I would like to acknowledge that we live, work, study, and play on the traditional territory of the Kweli today. And I am so grateful to be living and learning on this stolen land. When I was younger, I remember thinking that every single thing in your life could be planned. You know, I'll be married by 2026, kids by 2028, etc., etc. For some reason, I was convinced that the older you get, the more of a grip on life you get, but boy, was I wrong. Most things in life can't be planned. Your first loss, your first love, your first time failing a test, even a global pandemic. I know, that one was cheesy, but I had to put it in there. Of course, we had to learn these things the hard way. However, something that could be planned was graduation. For as long as we could remember, we would be done with the public school system in June 2022. I'm not even gonna lie though, I didn't have that one calculated until about grade 9, grade 10. I know that when I was a few years younger, I could not wait for this day to come. I thought, I am so ready for a new chapter of my life to begin, but of course, as this day tauntingly and slowly approached, I started to panic. I was not ready to leave this part of my life behind. Grads, be honest. Raise your hand if you're ready to be considered an adult in 3 weeks. Yeah, there's a few of you, but for the most part, yeah, I didn't think so. I know that I spent many nights in tears, spiraling, because I could not decide what I wanted to do after high school. What school do I want to go to? Do I even want to go to school? What do I want to major in? These were all questions that I asked myself, but oh my gosh, the day is here. No more waiting. It's officially graduation day. Now, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Dhaliwal, and I've been going to PGSS since the very beginning in grade 8. You probably know me the same way that I know you, through seeing each other in the halls, having classes together, hot gossip, or in the school parking lot where you had to witness my concerning parking job every morning. It's been a weird couple of years. We lost all sense of normalcy in March 2020 when our spring break became an indefinite one, and we came back that fall in cohorts that kept us from getting to know each other better. I'm sad to say that I don't recognize a lot of kids in our graduating class, and a decent amount of you have probably never seen me before either. We didn't have the normal high school experience that we all dreamed of, but I guess that's life. However, I think that it's important to commend each and every one of you for persevering through these past 2 years. The uncertainty of these times made it impossible to predict what the future would look like, and what today would look like. But here we are. This is the first normal graduation ceremony in 2 years, and I think that is pretty
Yes.
tremendous.
Woo! Thank God.
Now, to me, school wasn't so much about solving for the area of a circle or figuring out how many moles are in 12.3 grams of calcium. It's 0.31 in case you were wondering. It was all about the relationships we made. To Mr. Nunez, who always kept his door open at lunch. Mrs. Scott, who would give you a hug at any moment, no questions asked. Mrs. Wilkinson, who always remembers the little things. Mrs. Truitt, who still says hi to me in the halls, even though I haven't had a class with her in years. Mr. Rempel, who never fails to make us laugh. Mr. Foster, Mr. Thompson, and seriously, the list goes on. To every single teacher that made any one of us feel welcome, supported, and safe, thank you. When we talk about the relationships that we formed over the past 5 years, it's impossible to not mention the ones that we made with each other. I think that the beautiful thing about PGSS is that there's a group of people for everyone. No matter who you are, you always had someone that understood what you were going through. As we grew, so did the people around us. We lost friends that we thought would last us a lifetime, and met some who forever changed the way that we looked at things. Grads, I want you all to look around you. Look at the people you're sitting beside. Look at the person in front of you, look at the person behind you. Now, you may be wondering, who the heck is that? But for the most part, these people are your friends, acquaintances, and classmates. Today is your last time seeing the class of 2022 together, and after today, we'll all go our separate ways. Just like when we started grade 8, you might never speak to your best friend again. But some relationships are made to last. Hold on to those people, no matter how far you end up. Whether it be across the country, across the world, or right here in Prince George. To the school friends that always saved you a spot beside them in class. To the people we met during lunchtime leadership meetings, after school sports, and clubs. To the best friends who are always down to spend lunchtime with you in the cafeteria and snack on 50-cent buns and $1 Rice Krispies, or walk to the mall in the freezing cold. And to those who gave you a smile in the halls when you most needed it. Thank you. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to the parents and guardians that kept us on the track to getting to this point. All your pestering to hand in our homework clearly paid off, and we are so glad that you're here to share this moment with us. I would like to personally thank my parents for all of their support over the years. Thank you to all of you that made these last 5 years the whirlwind of joy, stress, happiness, and tears that it was. I am so grateful to be the representative of the PGSS graduating class of 2022, and I hope that this speech brought justice to your high school experience. As much as I complain about PGSS sometimes, I will never forget the past 5 years, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunities we were given here. No matter what, I will always be a Polar, and I will always bleed green. Thank you so much for your time today, and I guess this is my last time saying this, but go Polars!